Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Pretend Talk Show. Today is a very, very special episode. If you are watching us live, hello, hi, welcome. Please give us a shout out in the chat function on Facebook. You'll see that little chat there. You can leave a comment. We're checking them live as we go, and we are here to interact with you, answer any of your questions, or just say hello. So please make sure you pop in that chat. In that little chat box. And if you are watching the replay, good news, you can still chat with us there because I check my Facebook every day. So I'll be able to answer those comments here as well. All right, so today's episode, SanFranLand. For those of you that don't know, for some reason, maybe you're a new friend of mine or, maybe you just don't know, but about 6 years ago, I was very, very honored to be cast in an incredible web series. This was the biggest production I've ever worked on to date. It was, in fact, my very first acting job. So I'm excited for you guys to see a little snippet of it. And today, I have the main cast and the producer and director, creators of the show here today with us. You will know them all if you've watched the show. And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and play the trailer. So without further ado, y'all, you know how I like to do. Let's go ahead and see the trailer for SanFranLand.
Build a little, break a little, make a little, take a little.
Jolie, baby. Kind of got off work early today. You know, it's Valentine's Day. Ooh. Jolie?
Bobby. Hey.
You weren't really gonna marry him.
Well, we were engaged.
Yeah, I always thought he was a fucking bastard. Maybe you should get out of Georgia. Yes. I'd like to propose a challenge. You will say yes to every opportunity San Francisco affords you. Just saying yes. Here's to saying yes.
She don't care.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What was that? You know what they say? The best way to get over someone is to get under someone else.
So you're new to town? I like a girl who knows what she wants.
I always liked being in love. I always liked feeling like someone's got your back.
We always have your back, sugar. Always.
But you steal money from innocent people.
Look, we all got our vices.
You think you want something in life so bad. It's all just a big mirage. It's what everyone's doing.
Not everybody.
I know I'm supposed to be right here.
We are the bulletproof shot. Take all you want from this life. Build a little, break a little, make a little, take a little.
The city.
Scream out 'cause
All right, everybody. I know that trailer might have been a little bit laggish for just for playback reasons, but if you weren't able to watch it full res, I have dropped the link also below in the comments. So you can watch it anytime, high speed, perfect on the internet. But without further ado, it is my honor to introduce the fabulous ladies of SanFranLand. We've got Chrissy, Mazzeo, Liz Anderson, Ryan Lynch, and Laura Wainer. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Hey.
We're doing a talk show. We're doing a reunion.
Years.
We should
have popped individual bottles of champagne. That would have been appropriate.
Oh my gosh, where's the champagne?
Bring it out again.
Thinking.
Champers.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, so 6 years, y'all, since this show premiered. It's 2020. We premiered 2014, right?
Yes. I can't believe it's been that long.
It feels like, in a way, it feels like a lifetime ago. And at the same time, I'm like, didn't that just happen? Didn't we just finish shooting that? What's everybody been up to? Let's go around. In the past 6 years, I know some of us have become mothers. Some of us have made big moves. Let's start off with our fabulous writer, director, creator, Ryan Lynch. Tell us what you've been up to since the show premiered.
Oh boy. 6 years is a long time to kind of recap. Yes, let's see. Since the show premiered, I got married. Now I have 2 children. I just had one about 6 months ago, so she's really cute. And I have a 2.5-year-old, and I have been working on films, writing, lots of writing, since that's about what I can get time to do at this moment. And I've got a couple feature films that I'm working on, producing and writing. And
Just a couple feature films. No big deal. Just a couple features.
yeah, that's it.
Wow. And for those of you who haven't had a chance to watch the show yet, the show really, it's fair to say, Ryan, is kind of inspired by your own true to life journey of moving from Georgia to San Francisco, and it, loosely, if not loosely based on some of the experiences you had in your life. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think, yes, definitely moving to San Francisco, finding a group of girls that were my friends, and we were just having a lot of fun in San Francisco in our 20s, so yeah, I think it was definitely based, maybe pushed it a little bit, maybe pulled it back a little bit. What actually happened, but yeah.
Pulled it back. Oh God.
Yes.
So fun. Well, it's wonderful to see, everybody growing up. And we see a lot of Bobby, the character who is basically based on Ryan's life, grows up quite a bit during the show, and then now off screen, you're like a full grown adult now. I mean, you always were, but
I'm
in real life too.
So hard. I'm adulting so hard; it's a little strange, honestly. I'm like, what happened? What happened to my life?
Well, you made very cute babies. They are heavenly and adorable. So cute. So good work there, as well as all your writing.
Thank you,
Laura. What have you been up to?
Pretty much helping Ryan with her kids. I'm just kidding. I also had a daughter during this 6-year stint. Yes, she just turned 1 year old. So it's been fun running around with Ryan and all the girls. And, we've just made the next generation of SanFranLanders. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, we have 3 girls between the 2 of us. And then
I love it if you include mine too. Yeah.
Girls. So.
Yeah, Chrissy's got 2 little teenagers too, so there's 5, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, my girls can show your girls the way.
Right.
Babysitters, yes.
They're good girls to model. Laura, tell us about one of the characters in the show kind of is loosely based on your friendship with Ryan or Bobby in the show. Which character do you most closely relate to?
Let's see. I think that, all the characters were a bit of all of our friends melded together. I would say that, and I'm honored that Chrissy played the role that I connected with the most. I think her costumes were mainly my costumes. We wore it, but all of y'all were a bit of all of us for sure.
Yeah, that's a well said. Well said. Oh, I love it. Well, I'm so glad you guys could find the time. I know we're all so busy. And especially after running around and live with littles. If the littles need to cross in the frame, I welcome and invite them to make their little appearance.
Oh, I locked them away. They're locked away.
Ryan's 2.5-year-old's been in the costume closet a lot lately.
Oh,
yes.
I love that you have a costume closet. It was one of the things that when we first had a couple of rehearsals for SanFranLand, you were like, "Oh yeah, come on in, let's play dress up." And it was like, "Okay, we'll see what kind of stuff you have in your closet." And it was a treasure chest of like props and costumes and things that weren't even costumes that turned into costumes. I'm thinking of something that was strapped to my head, ladies.
Yes.
Liz, what have you been up to?
Oh man, I mean, nothing as exciting as children to report. Mostly it's been kind of working on, when we first started with SanFranLand, I was like starting to transition into also being on the filmmaking side. I'd, been acting for a long time, but really wanted to steer content and have sort of more say in terms of narrative. And so that's been a big journey for me the past 6 years. Put out about, I think, 5 shorts, and I'm working on my first feature right now, which is sci-fi, my fave.
Hey.
That's amazing. I love how you all throw out these incredible projects. Like you all are such powerhouses, but you're like, oh yeah, I did a feature. I've got 5 things. Come on, you guys, this is amazing. You women, I should say.
Well, I gotta compete with kids.
Yeah, that's tough to live up against. I get it. I'm with you on that.
Well, yeah.
All right. Miss Chrissy, what about you? Everybody's still up in the Bay Area, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're the only one that left us.
Yeah.
For the first time.
I needed that sunshine, y'all. I needed the sunshine bad.
You know,
Chrissy,
when I met these guys, when we went in for the casting for SanFranLand, I think I had like a 6 and a 3-year-old or a 7 and a 4-year-old, which now it's so funny because Ryan's like, now I get what you were up against, like what you were dealing with when we were producing and making this.
I'm like, you can't come over now? She's like, no, I have to feed my children. I'm like, well,
like
I don't
right now,
understand.
food on the way. No. So it's great. I feel like now I have a 14 and an 11-year-old, and I can just like leave them and go do things. I've since SanFranLand co-created and executive produced and starred in a show called Bartlett, which is also on Amazon. So you can just like go to Amazon and do a double header with SanFranLand and Bartlett.
Yeah, let's just pause right there for a quick second. If for those of you that don't know Bartlett, the gentlemen who are on a show with us are not here today. It's just the ladies of SanFranLand. But we had some incredible male cast as well, who joined you for Bartlett, and also Lin-Manuel Miranda, right? For Bartlett.
Yeah,
Bartlett?
two episodes. We've 6 episodes of Bartlett. He's in 2 of them. Utkarsh Ambudkar is in, I think, 3 or 4. And Anthony Veneziale executive produced and plays our lead. And they are all in Freestyle Love Supreme, which is
now Broadway, right?
They did Broadway, and now they're premiering their documentary on July 17th on Hulu. So that's exciting for them. And I think Hamilton film just came out too on Disney Plus. Anyway, they all joined us, and it was an amazing experience. It was cool. I met Anthony Veneziale on a Dunkin' Donuts commercial many, many years ago, and that's how everything started. It's been an interesting journey.
Wow. Well, you ladies are all so humble. You've each done incredible work since we've seen you last. I won't harp on it, but also just kind of looking at the reach that SanFranLand, the entire cast and crew has had. I mean, Ryan, all of you, Ryan, Laura, and Chrissy, all really pulled together, I think, just like top tier talent. And I have to say that while we were making the show, particularly because it was my first time really ever acting and being involved in a production of this scale, I didn't really realize how much, like exactly the what you had accomplished. Looking back now, even watching the trailer, I'm like, you had one of those ticket guy thingies. We had these incredible locations, all these costumes. It was so beautifully colored and edited. We borrowed some shots from, the trolley and everything. I mean, it was an incredible feat. So yeah, it just there's so much to celebrate, both in the show itself and then the many people that it brought together, and the projects that they've gone on to do. It's like they all have this incredible heartbeat through SanFranLand. It's really, really it's so special to be a part of still all these days later. What I want to do, because I didn't do it off the top of the show because I'm not a professional talk show host yet, but I didn't really give everybody a chance to say what they did on the show. So I'll start, but again, this was my first time acting, and I was so really, truly honored to play Bobby, who is sort of the show kind of centers around her journey, finding herself and finding love and new life in San Francisco. So that was my role. I was just an actor, and I was the coolest thing ever. Why doesn't everybody say what they did on the show, please? And sorry, I didn't do that off the top.
All right, I'll start next. I wrote it and directed it, produced. I would fill in the blanks wherever needed. Cinematography, editing.
Cameo in it too. Cameo in the
yes, a very important cameo.
Yes.
But I had all these lines before, and I was like, no, we're gonna cut those. Just looks through the window, and that's enough.
It's so good.
Accent, and I don't know, it wasn't really working. But I definitely did a lot of behind the scenes work and pulling the crew together and asking lots of people for favors and being as resourceful as we could on finding locations and you're just in it. It's great. Nothing was too small to do, when you're in it.
Did
You were working at
art
Pixar
director?
at the time, right?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Chrissy.
No, sorry, I was going to add to her list. I think you were art directing. I think you were styling for a lot of it. You did literally every role at some point.
Pretty sure you did my hair and makeup at least once.
Yeah, so and costumes.
Oh, definitely not.
Definitely.
But I don't want to take away from the people who did help in those other regards.
Right.
We had some excellent people helping us, and it was definitely my vision, my atmosphere of life at the time. So I had a very distinct, vision of it. So yeah, and I was working at Pixar full time, which they were incredible for helping me with, recording studio time or screening room time, or even filming on location there and some elevators or something, offering some snacks.
Yes, cereal bar.
And having meetings, and things like that, and rehearsals.
Yeah.
I think we did some rehearsals there, some casting calls we did there.
We do. I'll tell you guys a story about the casting call when we cast the boys at Pixar. Laura, tell us about you were smart enough to put it on your title there, but you were the producer of the show. What was it like for you? Was this your first time producing, or had you produced prior to SanFranLand?
I believe this was the first production. I mean, we had a few little things.
Sure.
Didn't you do
I'm like, it's we had a few other things that we had worked on. Real Men Go Hunting, which was a film that we got to show at Cannes a couple of years ago, and we did like a talk show at a bookstore and a few little things. But I was definitely not in this field at all. And SanFranLand actually changed my trajectory and my path, and I left the world of science and went into events and production, and it's been a whole new world since SanFranLand on my end, and I do big events now and music festivals, so that's cool.
Awesome.
But I was just thinking, Ryan, when you were saying all those things, I was like, oh, this is the first baby that she birthed. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this was your baby through and through, Ryan. Like you're truly your brainchild and then production child.
I think one of the things that I felt like that I worked on, producing is your hands in every little bit, every nook and cranny. Like you have to know what's going on, and where you need permits and where you can kind of get away without permits and things like that.
Where you think you can get away without it.
Yeah, so I learned so much. But what I learned, I think, the most about was catering and how important feeding everybody is, and how important like people need their own spaces, and keep people fed and keep people happy.
That's my number one. Whenever anybody asks me a production tip or like, hey, I've got this thing, like my first question is always about the food, because you can get people to do a lot if they're well fed. I'm serious. It's like my number one concern on every production is food. Seriously. I was impressed with the food from SanFranLand. I remember that vividly. So well done.
I remember there being a lot of homemade meals, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And
that was the budget allowed.
What's that?
That's what the budget allowed.
Yeah. Friends donating food is what the budget allowed. Yeah.
Yeah, we're like, who's going to cook for us this weekend?
Yeah.
And then Chrissy, you straddled the two lines. I think you eventually took on a producer role. Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, I was cast first as Terranado, DJ Terranado. And then I came on as a producer. It was my first producing role, and I made a lot of mistakes on SanFranLand and learned a lot. So it was like kind of a really cool, in retrospect, way to cut my teeth. And I've been producing and executive producing ever since. And again, it was a lot of like things to carry with me and things not to do that we that we did there. But that's how you learn. And I have a lot of gratitude for the experience we had and how we shot over like a longer period, and how I, how I like to shoot now. And, there's just a lot of things. It was like the resourcefulness was something I hope to always have. So even with bigger budgets, I think there's just always ways to be more creative and resourceful.
I agree. Do you find that you prefer producing over acting, or the other way around, acting over producing?
I always say acting's like my Achilles, right? I enjoy it so much. It's like a drug. Producing, I've become, I believe, very skilled at this point. And so I know that it's my way of making a living. So I think that I can do it. My favorite part about producing is creative producing. And that's more of a passion that doesn't always pay, but I'll always forever be in development with people on things, because that's where sort of the marriage of the creativity of like how I feel about acting and producing come into play. But logistical producing is sort of what my brain does best, naturally. So
I think there's something about being a mom that makes a great producer. I really do, because I think that's why, like, part of the reason women make such great producers, because like we know how to be spinning 1,000 plates without being a mom. I say that without being a mom, but I can see moms make such great producers. And Liz, you didn't produce on this show. I know you produce things now, but you got to just be like me. We got to just show up and act. Yeah.
Yeah, which was like such a blessing, because I was producing a play in San Francisco, play in New York, and an animated film at the time. And so to be able to show up in a space where I was just being an actor was like, oh my God, this is so great.
Yeah.
My brain was kind of torn apart during that year. So it was a super awesome escape.
I remember both, I mean, everybody here on this meeting today, this show today, was so kind and supportive. But I particularly remember leaning on Chrissy and Liz, because I was terrified. I had no idea literally what the hell I was doing. And both you, Chrissy and Liz, became such like sisters and true. I mean, I feel like we really kind of took on, I think, that the lives and the friendships that Ryan had created in the show, modeled after her own friendships. It was so easy to fall into you. And I remember the audition, the very first audition for this show. And I'll tell my story of how I got here, which was that a friend of ours, Ryan and I's, Brendan Hay, who worked with me at the time at Lucasfilm, and who I believe shared an agent or a contact somehow with Ryan. Ryan said, "Oh, I'm writing this show," and sort of talked about it. And Brendan said, "Oh, well, I know this girl that wants to get into acting." And I came to the audition and I thought, I am never going to get this. These girls are so good. And I auditioned with Liz and Chrissy. And I just remember being in the audition, Liz lit something. You truly lit something on fire. You lit a piece of paper on fire in the audition. I was like, this bitch doesn't play. She is here for real. And I remember just thinking, I just want to be like those girls. Like, that was all I remember thinking. And I was so excited to shoot with you guys and to learn and to see how just boss you were. Like, what a great first introduction for me to acting. Because like I couldn't have learned from two more seasoned pros. Holy cow. Wow.
That's so sweet.
Do you guys remember your audition?
We went on the second round of auditions too, I believe. Because we already had Chrissy and Liz.
We knew that Chrissy and Liz were in, and we were actually seeing which role Chrissy and Liz would play, because it wasn't like locked down that Chrissy was Terranado. We were like, ooh, could Chrissy, could they? We loved both of the actresses, and we just wanted to see which role that they were going to play. And so we were auditioning different Bobbies with the two of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how'd you know it was me?
We wanted to see, the chemistry between all three girls. And yeah, when you came, you were so natural. And I think because you hadn't done a lot, that you just had this natural feeling about you. So it made it better, I thought. Some people are just, people are acting. I don't know. It just needed, I really love the improv that we did on set and even in the auditions. I mean, I remember just tearing, laughing so hard, but even at the auditions, just because people were so hysterical. And your ability to do that with the Chrissy and Liz, because they both have great improv skills, was really sent me over the edge. So I'm like, she's our gal.
Yeah, it's easy to do with those two at the lead. Oh, go ahead, Laura.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just saying your Southern accent really brought the Georgia together too.
It's so funny because it slips out when I'm around. I'm from Virginia, for anybody who doesn't know, so it slips out every now and then. Particularly if a drop of whiskey touches my lips, it's like my y'alls left and right. It starts to come out big time.
Chrissy said I was sounding a little more Southern now that we've been in quarantine, so I'm not sure.
Reverting to natural.
Yeah, I'm from Wisconsin, and people are saying that my accent's coming out more, my old accent that I long, left behind, because I think I'm talking to my family more, and I don't know. Now I'm noticing other people's,
Yeah, well, my mom was with me, so that was a good indicator of Southern speaking. No, it's been great. I love her.
Oh. Well, I'd love to hear from everybody. There were so many epic moments in this show. I know that the trailer might have been a little laggy on your end, but that final shot of shooting at the pillow fight scene. I mean, just going to if you guys don't know, every year in San Francisco this year, obviously, well, actually it probably did happen this year. There's a pillow fight on Valentine's Day where you take pillows and you go down to, where is it? Where does it happen?
Justin Herman Plaza.
Yeah.
Justin Herman Plaza, and you whack each other with pillows. So just like attending the event is an event in and of itself. But we actually shot there. How we did that, I do not know. I know there's a photograph with us and policemen. I don't think we had permits.
Oh no.
You couldn't get a permit, actually. They wouldn't allow it. So
they can't allow permits for unpermitted events, and that event is not permitted. So
yeah, they came by and they were like, okay, for every, tripod on the ground, you have to pay like $200 or something. And we were like, okay, we have one camera, like, let's do it. And then they're like, no, for every leg and every leg of every person on the ground.
Oh my God.
What? Okay.
Well, that's when I was talking to the cop, and I was like talking to Ryan, keep shooting, shooting. And talking to the cop, like, oh, okay, so do we have to keep shooting?
Yeah. And we got shut down. We got shut down afterward, and we were trying to do our little snow angel scene, and we couldn't finish there, so we scooted over to the Mission, to a parking lot, and created the feather fall effect from
right.
rig.
That was a totally different night.
Was it a different night?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
picked up a big thing of feathers from some mattress store.
So fun.
I have to say, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about our favorite moments, because I have to say my favorite gag is the closet gag, like walking in one location into the closet, and then it becoming this like wonderland, and shooting that at Killing My Lobster, which they graciously allowed us to do, and having this crazy closet world. That was like my favorite gag on the show.
Yeah, that's actually, you led me right into it, Chrissy. I wanted to hear everybody's sort of favorite moments, or just best, standout memory from shooting the show. So the closet moment, I don't remember what episode that happens in. 2 or 3, maybe 10.
Maybe it was.
Oh my God, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. You'll have to watch on Amazon Prime.
4 episodes, because I made them longer for Amazon. So I think it's in episode 3.
3.
Yeah.
Episode 3, which is a great time to remind you all, and I will string it along the bottom of the screen here, but SanFranLand is in fact streaming on Amazon Prime right now. You can watch it all for free right now on Amazon Prime. So on your big screen TV, you can see all of us being crazy gals in San Fran. The closet scene was great, Chrissy. I love that. Liz, what was your favorite moment of either shooting or the show?
Oh, there were a lot. One of them that stands out is like when we were biking around the city in the costumes, and I'm pretty sure like I was like
dead set, like in this vision that like, yeah, Coco was never going to wear flat shoes. She was always going to wear stilettos, like just always. And I think at one point, Ryan, you were like, yeah, you don't have to actually do that on the bike. And I was like, nope, I'm gonna ride this bike in these 6-inch stilettos. And it was, I don't know, really fun to learn how to do that. And it just looks ridiculous every time I see that shot. I'm just like, but yeah, it was a fun challenge. I'm always a fan of like doing weird shit. So yeah,
and it was committed
to bike around the city too.
I actually haven't watched the show in a really long time, but Liz, I feel like it was improv. I'm not sure. You're walking the bike up the hill.
Oh, the badge thing?
Said, like, my badge hurts. And this is what makes your badge hurt.
I don't even remember, Ryan. Did you write that or did I just say it?
I feel like you said that.
You said it too.
And I don't even think you knew we were on. The mics were on, maybe. I was like, write that down. Yeah. Did we get that? I can hear it, but I don't always have the recording it, you know.
Riding a bike up a hill is like, it's hard on the lady bitch. Like it is, you know? Like, be kind to your veg. Like, walk it up the hill.
It's hard on all parts of your body to go up a hill on a bicycle. Let's be real.
That was one of those San Francisco hills too. It was like, you know, let's hill.
I mean,
yeah.
Dramatic, right? It couldn't just be like some little dinky hill.
What about Laura or Ryan from a producer perspective? Was there a scene that you were particularly excited about or nervous about, or that you like had to nail, like the iconic shot? Anything come to mind?
Just because you said the word nail. Because it wasn't my, well, so we're shooting at Monarch and we came in there really, really early and they're about to open and they're like, you guys got to wrap it up. But there's this porn shop upstairs, not part of Monarch, that was, I guess they play porn there really loud and people can watch it while they're in this venue. I don't know. And we are trying to get the scene done. Everyone's tired, anxious, and all you can hear are people having sex. I'm like, hold for orgasm and action. I think our sound designer is going to kill us. That was
probably a way we could have used that environmental sound in our show, though.
If someone just had a camera on the outside, to be like, this is trying to shoot SanFranLand inside this place was like SanFranLand, meta SanFranLand. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
So meta. Yeah, it couldn't have been a more perfect like obstacle for us to face than to hear people having sex.
It was great. That was pretty funny.
That was a great shooting at Monarch. Wow, I remember that scene because I got to act with our boys, and I just remember being like, oh my god, this is so nerve-wracking. And that was a great set, a great location. Like again, you scored all these incredible locations. This wasn't a low budget shoot in terms of production value at all. How you guys were able to, particularly Laura, to finagle some of these spots for, I don't know, winks and favors and nudges. It's still like, you know, just baffles my mind, but it's incredible to look back on. And I, like you, Chrissy, I haven't watched the whole show, but I did see it on Amazon and watched a couple of episodes, and I was like, oh my God, like this is incredible. It's so well done. I'm so proud of I'm proud to be a part of it and proud of what you all did. Laura, was there a shot that, or a moment that was either particularly nerve-wracking or particularly exciting for you to shoot or plan for?
The whole thing was super intense. Let's see. I learned so much from being with actresses that I never spent time with, and also the actors. I think one of the crazy experiences on Pier 40.
39.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. Because we were freezing. It was so cold.
Everybody was cold and people were like getting upset. And I was like, oh God, I have to fix this. How do I do this? And we took over the water bar. Was it the water bar with the bar right there?
Yes.
getting
Yes.
stamps out for people, and I was like, I don't care what it costs. Bring us food. Bring us, take care of the people. So I learned a lot on that from that scene, but from that experience. But I love that scene. I love how the boys start rapping and funny things happen, and the bond is really formed between everyone. You get to really see it. So I love that. In the end, the silver lining of it was it came out great.
Wow, it's so funny.
Shooting in the girls' apartment, which was our friend Mimi's house in the Haight. She had such an epically decorated house that I didn't have to do a lot there, but it really looked amazing, and all the colors was like so SanFranLand. And remember, we always, before we went in, we had to clear the chicken. She had a chicken that lived in our house. We're like, wait, we got to get in there and clean up after the chicken and the dog and get her moved out to a hotel so we could get in there and work. Oh my God.
I remember that vividly. That chicken was really cute because she was like all fluffy and sweet.
Yeah, it had a name. I forget.
I can't remember the name.
But it was like Nancy the chicken or something.
Oh, Nancy.
What I just want to point out that when Chrissy was talking about the costume closet, one of my favorite parts of the whole experience was you guys all dancing and improvising, and that was one of the most fun parts, I thought.
Yeah,
and
that was great
rap. That was amazing.
Oh yeah,
rap. Yeah.
The talents of Liz never end.
The back to the apartment with the chicken shit. Ryan Pratton, who plays Hazmat or Hazzy. Do you remember how I could not stop laughing during that scene where Ryan drank a beer in the fridge or something? Or was it, like every scene that Ryan was basically I ruined by laughing so hard. I could not. He was so funny to me. And I don't know if anyone knows this, but 3 different men played Hazmat, right?
That's right.
Ryan was our recognizable face, but then we needed to grab other guys.
Man in a suit.
Shout out, by the way, to Toby, who's live chatting with us right now. He's one of the guys who played Hazmat when you couldn't see his face.
Yeah, Toby.
Toby was in the boat with us as Hazmat.
That's right.
The boat scene, that was fun.
Whose boat was that? Did we have permission to be on that boat?
We had permission to be on
like that happened in real life. We had no idea whose boat that was either.
That is a true story. That really happened.
Oh my God.
That was
not surprise me.
And they graciously allowed us to shoot there. I think that was Laura's get.
Harbor.
Yeah. But they were really
Berkeley Marina.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised no one has mentioned the Folsom Street Fair episode because of all the things that burned into my brain. That was strong.
And almost entirely unscripted. That scene. That episode.
Yeah. And that was one of our first days. That was the first episode we ever shot. So we had no idea what was going on.
And we used Liz's apartment as staging for that, and because she was.
I used to live right above the Folsom Street Fair. Yes, indeed.
It was so easy for me to drop into Bobby, who's like this, super naive, new to many ways of the world, but particularly, some of the peculiarities of San Francisco. The Folsom Street Fair is, I didn't know what it was as a human, let alone as a character. And so to walk into the Folsom Street Fair, for any of you that don't know, it's how do we describe what the Folsom Street Fair is?
It's an S&M festival.
S&M, yeah.
Yeah. See, I didn't know that.
The street fair of it.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it. You got to discover it in real time as the character.
Yeah. And I think there were some genuine moments of shock. And then it was it was like, this is shocking. And then it was amazing how quickly you're just like, oh, and there's naked men walking around on leashes. Hey, you want to come be in the shot with us? And it was like truly just adapting. Remember?
Yeah.
The bubbly girl. I was like, I need a really bubbly girl for this.
I don't do bubbly.
Literally, that scene with those 2 men was, I was just telling the story the other day. The scene with those 2 men was, will you come and do a scene with us where you play,
yourself?
the parents of a student of Tornadoes, and we will just talk about this. And they were so incredible.
Yeah.
They were amazing.
I searched for them.
Like, good actors. Did you?
I have searched and searched for them. I had their names, like, so I could show them, like, here, this is what we produced with you.
Oh my gosh.
Never found them. So
Listening.
guys.
I hope that they're
You're
clicking
up
through
here.
Amazon Prime someday and that they happen upon the show and see themselves in the episode and it just tickles them pink. That would just make my day. They were great.
"Come over, we'll make sausages."
Yeah, tenderloin or something.
I've had enough sausage today, my friends. Thank you, though.
That was great.
Well, I know that there's a couple people logged on live with us, and we have just a few minutes here to wrap up. So if anybody who's logged on live, I know we had Rachel Agana come on as well. She was part of our crew. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Terry. If there's anybody that has any questions for any of the fabulous ladies here, please drop them in the chat. You can do it live right now, or if you're watching the replay, you can drop them here too. And I happen to know where to get a hold of these gals if you have any questions for them. So don't be shy to write any questions in. Well, okay.
Talking about season 2.
That's right. I mean, I couldn't push hard enough for season 2.
I know, it would be like, okay, now they all have kids, and
right?
Wah, wah, wah.
Where's the fun?
I think true to form. I think Bobby would probably be the last one to have kids. Well, I don't know. Coco, maybe kids aren't like wouldn't necessarily be in her wheelhouse. Does real Coco have kids?
No.
Yeah. See, I don't think Coco would have kids either. But
I feel like Coco might, like, in her 40s, like, adopt, like, teenagers.
And then put them to work.
Clean the house.
Even though we've grown up a lot, Ryan, we've become moms and stuff. These 3 ladies look like they could totally pull off season 2. You guys look young and fresh.
I am for season 2.
Well,
I tell you guys, it's the golden years. It's like the Golden Girls, you know.
well, I think that's how you pitch it. It's like 10 years later.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like, where are these girls now?
We'll just do a season once every 10 years. And we're still living together.
Like, oh, now they're in the nursing home.
Wearing their caftans and doing Zumba, smoking cigarettes.
In costume.
In costume, always.
Always. Yeah, of course.
Well, I signed the petition, season 2 or bust. I'm there for it. I think we could do it. I'm here for it.
If someone actually gives us a proper budget to like obtain our locations and feed our crew.
Yes.
Laura? You've got time on your hands, right? You don't have anything else going on. You don't have an infant or a, big time job, right?
Well, these days it's a whole new world out there.
I know.
Can you speak to that real quick? Is there what's the future? Alphalands, right? What's the future of music festivals, Laura? Do you know?
Oh my goodness. I mean, we're scheduled for 2021 right now.
I saw the lineups looking sweet.
Yeah, let's get you all there. Let's do a SanFranLand goes to Outside Lands.
Hey, let's go.
That and Beta Breakers, right?
Yeah. Beta Breakers did a digital thing too, didn't they? Didn't they have a digital Beta Breakers? Am I wrong?
I'm just kidding.
No idea.
Yeah.
I thought I saw someone post
running and place it in their houses.
It was something like that. It wasn't running a place in their house, but they had like a digital. I thought I could be totally off base.
Just throwing tortillas at their Zoom.
Exactly how it went down. Okay, ladies. Well, thank you so much. I could talk with you all day, and I know I wish we could all be in person, but alas, here we are virtually together, and I'm so grateful for the time. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you or what you're working on if they want to follow up with you individually? Chrissy, start us off.
Well, you could find me if you wanted to on, or maybe you, I don't know. I'm all privated up on social, but
are you privated up
at Chrissy Mazzeo on Instagram, and I'm always making stuff, and it's out there, so you can find me if you really want to. It's in development on a bunch of things, so hopefully something we can announce someday soon.
The intrigue. Okay, I see you.
Yeah.
Liz, what have you got coming up that we can look out for?
So let's see. Yeah, I got some stuff you can just go find if you want to go at Shangri-Liz, that works, or getmelizanderson.com. Sometimes I put stuff up on there. Right now working on a sci-fi feature through Filmhouse at SF Film. So specifically, if you're a scientist, specifically if you're Neil deGrasse Tyson, hit me up. I have questions for you. Yeah, come talk science to me.
We're coming for you, Neil. Come talk science. I love it.
Anyone Neil deGrasse Tyson adjacent would also be fine.
Awesome. Laura, what you got cooking? I know you're working, it sounds like, on Outside Lands.
Yeah, in this time of people not being able to come together, and I produce large events, we're trying to figure out ways to do more things like this, virtual, but people miss each other and people miss having that outlet to dance and hug and laugh. And, we're just kind of holding tight and hoping everybody stays healthy and safe and wears their damn masks and does the things that we need to do so we can all come back together again soon.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I have a website that I need to update, but riiiiiight.com. I have some things up there that I've been working on. I have a script that we've attached a few people to. I can't really talk about right now, but hopefully when we get out of quarantine, we can make it. It's a World War II film based on a true story, so it's a very different genre from SanFranLand, but it's been nice to stretch myself in that way of doing more drama than comedy. But I'm definitely feeling like I got to get some comedy going on soon.
The world needs your comedy, Ryan. We all need some comedy right now.
I'm like, please, I can't. So much heavy stuff in the world. So I might be working towards something like that too, since I'm in a little lull from finishing my last script before we can produce it. So here we go.
Wow. All right. Well, good stuff. Everybody's got amazing things to look out for. I can't wait to see what all of you create next. And I really am holding out hope that we all get to work together again someday soon, because SanFranLand holds the most special place in my heart. I think we're all forever changed because of this show. And it's all because of not just the women here, but most of the crew that's not on the chat here today, but particularly these strong, wonderful, beautiful, funny, talented powerhouse females that are right here today. So thank you for your time. I loved being here with you guys. I wish we could talk more, but we are out of time. And thank you everybody for tuning in and chatting with us today. If you are around next week, we'll be right back here. Not these ladies, but we have a new guest next week, same time, 11 a.m. on Facebook. That's going to do it for this week's show. We love you all so much. Everybody shades down, bottoms up.
Bravo, Ashley, bravo.
Shades down, bottoms up.
Happy 4th, everyone. See you next week.
Yeah.